Morning. Say hi when you're hopping on. What a morning. It's only 10:30 and I feel like I've been awake for about 100 years. All right, glasses, don't lose these. I felt convicted after yesterday's live when people asked if I had slept in contacts, and I was like, I really shouldn't sleep in my contacts. So I wore my glasses last night for the first time in a really long time, and then today, obviously. All right, we're gonna get ready. I have not gotten like super ready in a long time. I'm gonna like actually do my hair. Ooh. See if I can do this while I'm on a video. I should have done it in the bathroom, but I sat down to do something, and then wasn't until I saw the glare that I was like, crud, I forgot to put those in. You know, because you don't realize you have glasses on until you see yourself and you're like, oh, huh, look at me rocking glasses today. You do realize when you don't have them on though, because you can't see a thing. All right, oh, it's just such a miracle to be able to see. I am loving Puerto Rico. So we went to Burger King this morning. Okay, let's rewind. We took the big kids to the airport. They're going on a vacation with their dad. So it would have been his time to have them anyways. And so they're going with their grandma back. And this is the first time I've ever not flown with them. So I was a little nervous that I went over all the things with everybody, and they're with their grandma, and she's totally capable. She takes them to go do stuff all the time. So they're gonna have a great time. It's just because I'm a worrier. So we got up early and took them. The route we were going to go, there was construction, and so for about 10 minutes, we were like, we don't know any other way. And every time we would do the GPS a different way, it was like still taking us back to this main highway. And so, but we figured it out like responsible adults. They got there in time, with enough time to spare that I got texts saying that they got some gifts for their friends. Hi. And so we left the airport and went to Burger King, which here they had, it was called a King Mallorca. Maybe the L's or J's. I'll have to Google how to pronounce it. But anyways, you're at the Burger King, and that's what they have. So it's like this sweet bread with powdered sugar on top, and it had ham, egg, and cheese. I thought I was getting like a croissant. I really obviously can't read the menu yet. That's been the only time. Most people are here bilingual anyways. But to order food has been the only thing where I'm like, we have to get Rosetta Stone. Like, I've got to start practicing my Spanish. And so we're working on learning. So yesterday we went to get everybody Chick-fil-A. Like, it is very Americanized here. If you thought Puerto Rico kind of like I thought Puerto Rico, we've been to the Virgin Islands, we've been to all kinds of things, and it's very Americanized. So there is Chick-fil-A's, there's all of it. So we went there and I tried ordering, and I was like, we'll have a chica polo, like, and she's like, girl chicken, and I'm like, no, like for kids, and I'm like, babies, like a kid's meal, and we worked it out. And so, but I was like, I've gotta work on it. All right, friends, we're doing hair and makeup. I'm going to do Ophir makeup today, and I linked it because they have a 20% off going on. So be sure you check that out. I'm just gonna get all my stuff going. Some good little energy. Good morning, good morning. Oh, Duolingo is great. Yes, Puerto Rico is a US territory, so it is. So we're down here at least for the summer, but possibly to move. So it's been really exciting, but it's beautiful and it's been wonderful, and the people have been so nice, and my kids are like loving it. And even this morning, like Veda goes, can we go to the beach? And I was like, no, we're going to the airport. She's like, I want to go to the beach. And I was like, me too, baby girl. All right. We are gonna go in with their makeup, their foundation. It has skincare ingredients in it. Also, I swam in the ocean after yesterday's live. We went and took the big kids snorkeling, and I got out and I was like, this stuff is crazy good. Like my face, Adam was like, it looks like you just walked out of the house. Like you cannot tell you swam. I was like, it's kind of crazy. But it is so powerful, and it's amazing during the heat, like summertime, all of it. Like it holds up. So if you're somebody that your makeup kind of disappears, you're gonna love it because Ophir's makeup just stays right where you want it. The greens, they taste so good. They taste like pineapple, like mild pineapple flavor. Huh? He's gonna practice. What is that?
May I speak English with you?
Yes, that's so good. So we're here. Come. So what?
Puedo hablar inglés.
Puedo hablar inglés.
So
May
I'm
I
just
speak?
trying to figure out how to apologize to everybody for
Well, we
being
learned.
a
I'm
country
sorry.
bumpkin who doesn't know. I took it in high school, took it in college, and don't remember any of it.
Yeah, we remember chicken.
What?
Chicken.
Yeah, and it says nuggets on the menu. That's the only word. It's nuggets.
Yeah. Yeah, we're learning. I'm sorry. And he told somebody yesterday it was when we were trying to get Chick-fil-A. He was like, what did you say? He
Tell
said,
them.
I speak little English, is what he said. He was like, mia
Muy
poquito English. And she's like, but he was trying to say Spanish.
It's not only that.
But we're
there's
really,
the
we're
thing
going
that
to learn
I
it.
wasn't ready for. That
Yeah,
if I
that
go,
was
if I
different.
roll in hard with Spanish, it doesn't.
Oh.
You think I wouldn't look like I speak Spanish, but there's a lot of like redheads that
Yeah.
speak Spanish. They're from countries that are Spanish. So
Yeah. So we're
I
learning.
I
But
should do English off
if
the
you
bat.
come in hard, like I'll be like, at Costco, I told the girl, I was like, hola, señorita, like trying to fit in, you know? So then she starts like really talking to me, and I had to be like, I'm so sorry. Yeah, like that was as far as I made
But
it.
everyone-
But I'm trying. But everyone has been so nice.
And everybody
So.
speaks English for the most part.
And she was like, oh, honey, you're fine. And I was like, oh, these are going to be great people for me to practice with. And I'm at least trying. So, and we're going to try and we're going to get better. Even today, we were trying to figure out where to go. And Lexi was like, oh, that says exit. And it said exit in Spanish. And I was like, how did you know? And she was like, well, that's the same word. It's on our gate to leave the house. And so I was like, look at you, bilingual child. So I was really proud of her. But anybody else? Yes, everyone already knows Adam is like, oh, the buff redheaded guy. If you're does anyone having a hard time with the internet? I saw somebody saying it was freezing for them. I keep losing you. Try to hop out and hop back in. The time zone is the same time zone that we have back home. Okay, skin prep. You're gonna wanna use, I like the dewy primer if you like a really glowy look. And this is also gonna help your makeup stay on, especially in the heat. I moved my makeup brush. I have a lawn chair. We're just making it work. We're new around here. Hang on 1 second. Let me grab this. One day I will figure out either where I'm gonna have an office or if I'm gonna keep doing it. I love the lighting in here. I forgot to make the bed, but you kind of can't tell because of the chair. We're trying. Okay, so a little bit of foundation goes a long way. In the winter, I tend to wear more, and in the summer, I like to be a little lighter coverage, but it is super buildable. And so I go in with a little, and if you want to use more, you can. This foundation lasts me for months. I'm using the shade Cardamom. They do have a sale going on their site, and you can save 20% with the code SECRET for Ophir. We're getting our air looked at today, and I am so excited. It is a little toasty. All of the rooms have their own air, and which is great because during the day you can kind of turn it off. Everyone else's air works great except ours. And so I was like, we might go sleep in Christian's room tonight if it's not fixed. It's either today or tomorrow. Look at this though. such a beautiful foundation. Like if you were looking for an amazing base that just, like, I have no filter on. This is just, the makeup is stunning. You will get people to stop you and be like, do you airbrush your face? Like so many compliments on this foundation. And it's anti-aging. So the longer you use it, it fits European standards. It is such a good foundation. And they have a foundation finder on their website. So you can put in the foundation you currently use, and then it will tell you what you need to get. Oh, Cindy said she loves it on her mature skin. Melanie says Ophir is the best. Absolutely love the Skin Satin. It really does last forever. It really does. So this is called the Skin Satin Foundation. If you drop the word me below, I have links for like Trimfit and Greens, outfit, jewelry, and all that. So just drop the word me. If you're watching the live, drop a 1. If you're watching the replay, drop a 2. Have we done a house tour? No, girl. Like, if you could see what our house looks like, it looks like you just, hang on, I can show you this part. This is how organized I am. Like, we're not, I also am like, I don't want anyone to, like, we're just renting. So, but it's fun to show, but I also don't want to, you know how sometimes you see people do a house tour and you're like, ugh, they like give you the ick if they're being really braggy, and I don't ever want to do that, but I also want to show cool things. So it's like a hard balance. It's like, oh, I want to like share because it's exciting, but I don't want to like be offensive. I just worry too much. That's really all it is. I'm just always trying to not hurt somebody's feelings. Okay, I saw a setting powder this morning and I was like, yes, there's my setting powder. Now I don't remember where I actually saw it. Ugh, where could it be? Give me a minute. I think, you guys, I found it. Okay, also, if you struggle with heat or sweaty makeup, you can even go an extra step. So use your primer, and then you can use a setting spray. So they have you covered. It really will last forever. I was just like so impressed because it's like, how can your makeup hold up in the ocean? Okay. What's everybody doing today? Oh, make sure you wear shoes. The hard floors will start to hurt your feet. My mother-in-law mentioned that. She said she put on her shoes like when she was getting out of bed because her feet. So far, mine aren't hurting, but I do have where I've had issues with that before, so I need to, right now I only have I've only found a pair of sneakers and a not comfortable pair of sandals, so I don't know when my shoes are gonna get here, but hopefully it'll be here soon. Okay, going in with setting powder because you know I'm gonna get hot today. It's about 4,000 degrees. It feels like you're at the equator. I could actually probably touch the equator. It's that hot. Okay, I forgot to do a giveaway. So share this video, comment, share below, and we'll pick a winner. Remember, I will never send you a message from a fake account saying you're the winner. Sign up for credit card info. I will never ask for your credit card info. I will literally just tag the person and be like, message me on my official page. If you click it and it says Courtney Swan, 0 followers, whatever, that is obviously not me. So just don't be fooled by scammers. There have been a lot lately and I don't know why. Like, bother someone else. It takes me so long, like hours, to try and block everyone, and then they're fast. And so if you ever see somebody that does like a fake account and you know it's not me, you can report like pretending to be me. Is it humid or dry heat? It is very humid here. Like the air is damp. But it isn't dry, so your skin is not dry. It's just like a low glow. Okay, going in, I love Ophir's bronzer. This is their darkest shade. It is deep. A little bit of this on. I'm just using like an angled brush. So we're gonna go into my hairline, really buff that in. So I think we're gonna go to a local nursery today. So interesting here, like the nursery, it said it has like plants, eggs, chickens, meat, and maybe cotton candy. I feel like that's what the sign said. It's the whole thing. So I'm like, one-stop shop. We're gonna get our plants and some eggs and some cotton candy. But it was, I was like, okay, here for it. But we're gonna go there today, and I cried over coming here over the garden because we've been planting a big garden at our house, and when we found out we were going to be coming down here, we just have work opportunities down here, and so for kids, so being a responsible adult is always important, and so we decided that would be good, we should do it. And so but I was a little, not even a little, I cried for like 2 days over my hydrangeas in my garden. But I did reach out to a friend who we used to homeschool our kids together a long time ago. And she does a lot of like local outreach. Like we've gone and like delivered donuts to the police stations together. We've gone and done just different things. And so I reached out to her and I was like, I have hundreds of hydrangeas in bloom. Would you want to go clip them and put them in, like she has a big sprinter van because she has a lot of kids, and I was like, you and the kids could totally take them and distribute them to like a nursing home or a women's shelter or any like senior center or something. And so she's gonna come and clip. I've been fertilizing these hydrangeas for months, and I was so sad because I had planned to go. I love to like distribute flowers to like neighbors and seniors and all of it, and so she's gonna go and get my flowers, and her family are gonna go and distribute them. And so they kind of do a lot of that stuff too anyways, and so I'm really excited that they're not just gonna go to waste. So we're here for the summer, but we could possibly be here longer. So I don't know yet. I won't know that for a few more weeks, but this is just, I'm just trusting the Lord, and this is just where I am right now. And so I'm trusting just everything that's supposed to happen, how it's supposed to happen will happen, and that it's really kind of not really a whole lot in my control. So the charm necklace, so if you will drop the word me, I can send you the link. What's your favorite flowers? I love hydrangeas and I love peonies, and then I've been watching videos on how to propagate because there's a lot of like banana leaves and succulents and just beautiful things that hang and beautiful vines, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna see if I can, like when we go on a walk, if I find some cool things, if I can propagate them. Okay, where was I? So excited to like get fully ready. I feel like the last little bit it's kind of been like, okay, we're just going to the beach, so I'm keeping it really simple. And today I'm gonna go out and it's just me, Adam, and the baby, and I was like, I'm gonna get ready. I'm gonna like show this man who he married, even though I've just been a stressed out wife for a minute. So today I'm getting ready, and I feel more put together, and I feel like my life is less chaotic when I get myself together. And so I'm gonna unpack a suitcase or two today, or 10. I don't have 10 suitcases, so thankfully I don't have that many. But I'm gonna get like the kids, all their things while they're not here. I'm gonna get that together. Just looking for my eyeshadow palette. Also, yesterday I'd said I didn't bring my brushes, but look what I found. The Lord provides. Ah, I love peonies, hydrangeas, daisies. Oh, birds of paradise. They have those here. I was watching a TikTok on how to plant those, and they get, did you know how huge they can get? They get huge. Okay, let's see. This palette's so pretty. We're gonna go in. This is the Perennial palette by Ophir. You can use that 20% off secret code on this as well. Okay, we're gonna go in right in the inner corner. Get this, the people here are so unbelievably kind. Even the neighbor across the street sent me a text. I've just had run-ins with a lot of people, like, hi, how are you? You know, but everyone has just been so nice. And she messaged and she's like, hey, I was just thinking about you. Just wanted to be sure you're like settling in and let you know if you need anything. We've been here for a while, so we probably have anything you would need, but feel free to reach out. And I'm like, how sweet. So his mom's not moving here. She still has a job back in Trinidad, but she will definitely come visit us often. So she's almost at retirement age, and so she's coming literally back down on the 1st. Ooh, stargazer lilies. Plant a pineapple. I would love that. If we move, would Natalie go? So Natalie works remote most of the time anyways. When we closed our boutique a while back, she only came to my house like 1 to 3 times a week, but in the summers, like she was just gonna come to my house once a week. And so it really won't change much other than she'll be working from home, from her house, just like she typically would whenever she works for us. And she'll still be able to help me make sure I do all the obligations that I'm supposed to do, and you know, get all the things that all the many things she helps with. So that will not affect any of that. Nothing will change there. I mean, it will change because I'm not like, hey, you gotta go get a Starbucks today, but we'll still communicate. Right. So I've been praying for community for a long time. If you've been following me for a while, maybe you've heard me talk about this, but I've been praying for community, right? Like God send me good friends. Like I have a great friend system. Honestly, like over the last few years, I've been praying for like friends, people who will build you up and not tear you down, people who are true friends. Don't even need a ton of them, just really good, solid people who are gonna like be good influences in my life. And I want community, like community for my children, community for us. And so it's been so neat coming into this very quickly, and that it's like, oh my goodness, so many people have been so kind to us, or have like invited us to go get coffee or to go to dinner or to go just, can I grab you something? We're going over this way. Do you need anything? And you're like, regardless if we stay here all summer or not, I will act differently if I go back to Tennessee of how I treat people, because it made me check myself of like, when was the last time I was like loving on others, like physically, you know, like offering to do something, offering to just be there, or to dinner, or to get them something they need, or help get settled, or bring a meal. And so just so good. And so I really do believe like change is scary for me. It really is, but I feel such a peace about it. And everybody's having such a good time. Okay, I'm going in with like this nutmeg color. Something I love to do is this really rusty. I feel like that rust color will be really complementary with this green. Look at the pigmentation on this palette. If you haven't gotten the perennial palette before, it's so good. So I go in with a lighter color on the lids just so I have a really soft transition. And then I'm kind of just patting this really rusty color on my outer eyelid. I do like to use my finger for this instead of a brush, because I feel like you get a more pigmented look. Okay. So cute. I love this palette. Don't forget, if you are gonna order, use the code SECRET so you save 20%. also the makeup stays on so well. If you're looking for, maybe you have watery eyes where you don't feel like your eyeshadows stay on, you know, as much as you would like, or fall out throughout the day. And these, I could take a selfie at bedtime after a whole day. And I'm like, this stuff is good. It's very satisfying to take off with a makeup remover too, because you're like, look, it's good. All right, going back in with like, I want to make sure that they match. I haven't done my brows yet. I normally do that first so that it gives me a more even, like, lid area. I'm going in with the lighter brown right under my lash line. Always go lighter and you can add darker. So if you're going in super, super dark and you feel like I always look like a raccoon, you've got to start lighter, and then you can add a little like shading. But a little goes a long way. That's my tip for start out with like barely any, almost. How do you get color matched? So Jill, you can either send me a message of like a selfie of your face facing a window and I can help color match you. Or if you just go, honestly, like their site's more professional than my color matching skills. But if you just go to the link in the description of this video, there is like, go to Ophir's link here and then go to the foundation and it'll say foundation finder, and that will give you like, you'll put in the shade you currently use with the brand you use, and it will tell you what you need for Ophir. So if you don't like shimmers, they have another palette, and it is a all matte palette. Hang on. I might have it here, or it may be the same thing. It's a 50-50 chance. What could it be? I have two of these. I have one to take photos of, and then I have one that I use and I make really messy that no one would want a picture of because I use it all the time. This is your matte palette. It's your lucky day. This is called the Dune palette. So if you don't like metallics or shimmers, you could totally do the Dune palette instead. It's a very similar palette, except instead of being shimmer, it's matte. But it has cool tones and warm tones. So I love this. Like if I was gonna do a wedding party, I used to do like makeup for weddings and events and stuff for years. And I don't really do as much of that now, but I used to a lot. And this would have been a great palette to take with me because I could totally use lots of different tones. Okay, so we're going to, I'm just kidding. So we're going to go in with that darkest color, and this is just a stiffer brush. And see, by adding just the tiniest bit of dark right there, and then this part's the lighter shade, it just really opens my eyes up. I mean, again, barely tapping. Just love it. And then you can also take a little bit of that rusty color if you wanted, and so it could kind of ombre from dark, dark brown to that rusty color to the light brown. I think that's my favorite. So especially if you are, I used to wear very heavy black liner. If you look at pictures of me 10 years ago, well, honestly, you don't recognize me. It's amazing, just freeing, learning to love yourself, changing like little tips on learning how to do your makeup, finding, you know, love, all of it. It's amazing how you just change. And so it is, the black liner was too harsh, and I just, that was like the cool thing back then. And so this is a great way to open your eyes, and it's a really pretty look, but a lot softer. I love that rust color. I need to pluck my brows. Okay. Hello, Swan.
Hey.
How's it going?
You know, when you haven't really moved in somewhere you don't know where anything is.
Yeah, I actually do know that. You can't find. What are you looking for?
The key for the car.
I think they're like on the table, or they're on the island.
Where?
On the island, kitchen island.
I don't think so. I'll go look.
I'm pretty sure they are. I can totally show you this outfit. So I have this outfit in this green. I also have it in yellow. And it's sold out in those two colors, but I linked it in white if you drop me. Oh, Amy, that's so sweet. Thank you. You are so normal. It is hard to be a mom. It is hard to go through. She said that she remembers being depressed and it made her feel so normal. It is like, it's hard to be a mom. It's hard to go through it, even if you're not a mom. Like, it is hard to just adult. And some days you will have better days than others. And I think it is so important to normalize, like, being a hot mess, to normalize, like, if you're having a day where you're like struggling more than others, because if you only see like the most beautiful staged parts of people's life, it makes your normal feel like you can never compare. And so I've always tried to, on this platform, like, I don't know, like share those moments, because we all have those moments, and that makes me feel so good. I hope that if I could make anybody feel that's going through a hard time, that you are normal and you are loved and you're gonna get through this. You know, like maybe God just put me in your life through a random ad just for that, you know, just to give you a little bit of hope today that even through the hard times, everything's gonna work itself out. Okay, guava. If you haven't tried the shade Guava, look at that. Nice little lift. Just going right on like the apples of my cheek, and then I kind of blend upward above where I contoured. And I think that's cute. My hair, I do not know how crazy it's gonna be when we take it out of this, because we did go to the beach yesterday, and then I showered in the outdoor shower, which we've never had an outdoor shower before, and it's like kind of a must here because there's so much sand. You practically like come home with the actual beach in your underpants. And so we have the outdoor like little shower so that people don't get in the pool sandy, and then I just swam with the kids. And then I had to work on packing everybody. And so I was like, I'm not showering tonight. I didn't do it. So also it doesn't help, Adam broke the shower in our bathroom. And so his mom was taking a bath and the kids still needed showers. And I was like, I'll take one today. So with that said, so he was like cranking a plastic piece to replace the shower head, and it just broke off in the wall. So we were having that. That's what the guy's coming here today. You haven't ever tried Trimfit and greens together? Such a good combo. Gives you so much energy, boosts your mood, helps with appetite control, and then the greens are just good for your health and keeping you regular. Okay, we're going in with Ophir mascara. I would say this is not a waterproof mascara, but you can do a quick dip in the pool, pat your eyes, and it doesn't just smear everywhere. It's also a tubing mascara, so when it comes off in like little flecks or like tubes. And so I just kind of like did this in the pool and pulled the little things off, and then I was fine, even though this is not waterproof. So I was curious how that was gonna work, if I was just gonna look like bad, but it didn't. I love this eyeshadow look. The difference. Mascara. I seem so much happier. Rose, I was so stressed the last couple weeks. Like, do you ever feel like internally if you shook up a 2-liter of Coke, you know, and then you dropped in a couple Mentos, you know how it like explodes? I felt like someone had done that but kept the top on it, and it was like, I am going to internally combust if anything else happens this week. Like, that's how I felt on the inside. Like, luckily it has all gone really smooth, but there are just a lot of moving pieces to a big transition like this. And so knowing that, like, okay, things are like, it's just, I don't know, I just feel like it's getting better. It has been so in our element. Like, we've just been hanging out. Like, even the way the space of this house is, it's a much smaller house than our house back home. But it's been so good because we've just all been like hanging out instead of as isolated in like our own spaces. And I think that that's the hard part of maybe what I do as a job is like, it's still I still have to come on even if I'm having a hard day, or like try and turn it on and be in a good mood, even if I'm like, I've been crying half the morning or something, you know? And so sometimes, and most of the time I just tell you guys, oh my gosh, this is what's going on. But this one was kind of like there are a lot of things in the air, so I couldn't even really tell you what was going on, but I was just stressed. And so I'm glad we can just like, we can just be. So the dogs are not with us. The dogs are back home. Like, my mom's still back home. My sister actually took the cats to have permanently. Christian has a bad cat allergy. We have been trying to figure out what we're gonna do with these cats for months. Certain times his allergies are really bad, and we've just been making it work. We moved the cats to a different room and all that. So when this came up, she was like, hey, can I have your cats? And I was like, oh my goodness, you could have had them 4 months ago. And so it's really cute. Lexi was FaceTiming my niece, and the cats were just like all over her. And she was like, I just love having cats. And I was like, oh, that's so cute. But my niece, when she'll come to our house, she like loves the cats. And it's been really fun to be like, oh, so they're there. And then Ivory, our dog, will end up coming here. And then Elvis is actually going to stay with one of my best friends at their property. And her boyfriend, he has 3 acres and like a working farm. And he's going to go spend the summer doing that. But Elvis is 130-pound Bernese mountain dog, and he would not do well here because of how thick his coat is. He's like a cold climate animal, and it would literally be torture if we were to bring him here. And so he also doesn't know how big he is, so he's like jumped on the bed with the baby a couple times, and he's just very heavy, and he thinks he's about this big. And so it honestly, like, we'd even talked about him going there before we found out about this, just because I think he could live like a more thriving life on the farm. And so when this happened, they were like, yeah, bring him over. And so they're gonna have Watermelon and Elvis. But those are the things when I tell you, like, the crazy amount that we only had a really short amount of time to make the decision. Like, we had to be here by a certain day. My husband and I both had some work opportunities. And so when I say, like, holy cow, everything was just like boom, boom, boom. Okay, here we go. If the voice isn't matching up to the video, I would hop out and hop back in. That should fix it. Okay. I gotta be faster. There's been so much to talk about the last few days, and then I'd gone a couple days without doing lives, and I feel like, oh, let's catch you up. That I feel like I've been slow, so I'm so sorry. I'll try and be faster and less chatty. when you look at your eyes, kind of like look to make sure you're even. Here's what I like to do. I like to start, and I do it in sections. So I'm like, okay, from the outer corner to the inner pupil of my eye, does it look the same? Is one brighter or one lighter? And then from the iris, the outer corner, to my pupil, do they look about the same? Is the shadow in the same spots? Then from this outer, like the pupil to the outer part, is it even? Like I can tell that right here it needs just a little more dark because this one doesn't exactly match. And then on the outside, like how does it look? Same with the bottom. And I kind of do it in sections, and that makes it to where when you're like, huh, what's going on? That might be a duh, maybe everybody does that, but it really helps you to keep things like very symmetrical when you just look at it in small sections on your eye to keep everything really, really even. Okay, let's do some lips, and we're gonna do hair. We're doing it. Yeah, so we're here for the summer, but possibly permanent. As soon as I know, I'll let you know, I promise. But I really don't know yet. So we came with a lot of our stuff, and with the thoughts that, hey, this could be permanent. So if you have anything important you want to bring it. And so we came knowing that. So you love the chatty part. Well, lucky for you. I probably can't stop being chatty. That's part of my problem. Not problem. I've been working on how I talk about myself. Like, especially because my kids are getting to the age they talk about themselves as well. And so to be like, oh, or I said something the other day where I was like, I wish I wasn't like that. And Adam was like, that's one of the best things about you. And I was like, I really need to work on like the things I say, that they're like, would I have talked to a friend like that? No. And so like loving. The white in the corners was the lightest color on that Perennial palette by Ophir. Such a good palette. Okay, let's find some lippy. So we don't have big kids for 2 weeks. And I think Adam and I and the baby are gonna go on a ferry to, it's called, well, I don't know if this is how you say the name. Visquez? It looks like Viquez. It might be Vicky. I'll Google Translate and I can tell you. But there's this island not too far from here, and it's supposed to be beautiful, and it is known for thousands of wild horses. And so we want to take the big kids when they come back, but we've never been there, and you have to stay for like the day and or like an overnight because of the way the ferries are and because of how far away it is. And so I think we can take our van. We rented a minivan, by the way, and it's been glorious. I used to have a minivan back in the day when my kids were tiny, and it is just everything I remember it to be. Like, Adam does not want to get the minivan. I've already said, like, we should get a minivan. This is so good. It's like being an octopus. Like, you have like 8 arms, you know? Like, I imagine the van is the octopus of vehicles, because it's like your doors slide open while your hands are full by the press of a button. Your trunk just cranks open. Your doors re-shut with a button. Like, just the van. Like, so many good things about the van. So right now we have a van, and I'm obviously loving it. We have like boogie board. We have so much stuff in this van, and it's just been wonderful. But I think we can ferry over our van to the island, and we could like explore around, and so I'm really excited. I'm finding lip stuff. I really am. I'm gonna work on this too, where it's like where I can find things. Is that brow liner? I think this color is not my color. Bummer. I was gonna say I could do my actual eyebrows, but yes, that's what it is. How, I wish I could say how to say it. Viquez, but I don't know if that's how you say it. Oh, please go to Kilbra. See, I'm just so excited. That's not my color. So like I have these, I'll get every shade so I can take pictures for ads and stuff. And so I can like show them, demo them, but to actually use this. But if I was doing makeup on someone who had like blonde brows, this would be great, but this is not me. I will never get to have blonde brows. Carrie, you can be my BFF too. Just tell everybody we're best friends. That's how I feel about people I follow. I'm like, I have a girl I follow that she's redoing her wallpaper in one of her Airbnbs, and I like love following her. And I was like, oh yeah, my friend Brittany, she's putting in wallpaper right now and it's stunning. That girl does not know who I am. My friend, but truly. I do feel like all of you guys are my friends. Okay, this is the shade All That. Both islands are beautiful. Coolborough has the most beautiful beach. So excited. I really am so excited. It's getting to the exciting part. But up until this, it has just been like, have you ever watched the movie Home Alone? And Culebra. Oh, thanks. See, that's how I'm accidentally saying everything. Like, even how I spell normally is like that. I'll spell the way it sounds, which is horrible. And so my like thing is always telling me I spell things wrong, but I'm also saying things wrong. And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. Okay. But yeah, so if you've ever seen Home Alone, the movie, like Macaulay Culkin, surely you guys have seen it. And they lose the child. Like I told Adam when we were preparing, we were like headed to the airport and there was just so much and it was like frantic. And then he was trying to park the car and we had 10 bags plus 6 carry-ons, plus we all had backpacks, plus we had the baby, 4 kids, his mom. And he was like, dropped us with all of that, plus a car seat. And we were trying to like carry it all in. She would stay with the big kids. I was transporting stuff. And it was just like, I was like, this is how, like, oh my gosh, you forgot. I didn't forget anybody. But that was the feeling I had. Like, this must be how the mom, when they're going to like a huge vacation far away with 1 million people, that's the feeling. But we made it through. We did lose 1 bag, but it wasn't my fault. It was the lady checking us in. She put it on the belt without a tag. Other than that, I'm so adult proud of myself. Do you ever do things in your adult life and you're like, did I just pull all of this off smoothly? Like, did I get everyone packed? Did we make it on time? Everyone had snacks and sunscreen. And actually, not only did we make it, but did we have a good time? That's how I feel. I'm like, so impressed. Yes, tune the Home Alone music running through the airport. Oh, it's why you don't see vloggers with 4 kids, a grandma and everything, because it would have been, you guys would have been in hives for me. It really was chaotic. But I'm in a season of the like let it go era is what I'm trying to embrace. If you've never heard of it, I possibly invented it. I'm gonna share it with you. It's like, if I miss my plane, it's because I wasn't supposed to be on that plane. It's if I didn't like get somewhere when I was supposed to, if I got stuck in traffic, something was protecting me possibly from something else happening. Like, it's trying my best to, obviously, like, I think you have to be a good steward, but embracing, like, some things are out of our control and sometimes for our good, right? Like, had things happened differently, this would not happen, like that kind of thing. I'm looking for a lip gloss. I opened it possibly, or maybe I opened, This is why you don't talk and do, but I have to talk and do this. So then you guys are just stuck with me losing things. I didn't open it, opened the eyeliner. I'm using a plumping lip gloss. So there is a reason for everything. Oh, April said, if you rented the car from Hertz or a rental place, you can't take it on the ferry due to insurance. Well, it's a rental. So I guess I'm out on that. So I gotta find a vehicle option. Okay. Plumping lip gloss. You thrive and let it go. If it was meant to be, it would be. So Robin, I've never been a thriver in this. I'm more of a stressor. Like, I don't want to hurt somebody's feelings that I'm late, or, oh my gosh, all these responsibilities. But I am learning, I should be learning this. I'll be 36. But I really am. And I'm trying to teach my children, you know, like, maybe there was a reason we got delayed. Maybe there was a reason they didn't have this. Maybe there was a reason, because if this didn't happen, our paths wouldn't have crossed with this person, you know? Like, and just praying for those kingdom connections and for God just seriously to order my steps. And what it has done, this is not a new thing. I've been working on this for probably, I don't know, a year or two. Adam and I both have been working on this. It started when we would get stressed out with school traffic, and it would ruin our day. Somebody would cut us off. Something would happen, and I'm like, I'm still angry over this stranger that I'm never gonna see again. So I was like, I need to shift my mindset. I am going to start being like, well, I must have missed that exit, even though that person was being a jerk. Maybe because I wasn't supposed to be on that exit right now. I have no idea why. Maybe a car would have ran a red light. Who knows? And I started being like, maybe things that come in my way are just to protect me, just to keep me where I'm supposed to be. And just like, when you change your mind to that, or being like, oh, maybe they're in a hurry today. Like, maybe they have a wife in labor in their car. Maybe their child needs stitches. Maybe they're just late for work and they're having a harder day than I'm having. And I just started like giving grace mentally. This is just a personal project. Like, I don't know these people in the other car, right? Like, letting it go and being like, I don't know what other people are going through. And I am only responsible to answer for how I treat people and how I act and how I respond. And all these things, like, it is so, like, liberating. Okay, I just take my little finger and I like to blend out the edge. I just don't like a hard edge, but I really like it to be darker on the edges and lighter on the center. Okay, so we're gonna have to migrate, or do I have enough charge? Hang on, I'll bring it in here. Oh, did you hear my hips pop? Whew. That, my friend, is the sound of hips that have birthed 4 children. I just sound like snap, crackle, pop. Seriously, they are the crunchiest bones. I like to sneak in on Adam when he's in the bathroom. If you know anything about me, I hate being scared, like rah. I hate being scared in all things, but I hate being scared. But I love like scaring others, like startling, not terrifying them, just a little startle. And I don't know why, but I find like the greatest joy to come up like behind him and go like, bah! Or like squeeze inside, or like, you know? So my joints, I am like the worst undercover agent because my ankles crack, my knees are crunchy, my hips are popping. And so even when I'm like trying to be super quiet, my bones, they just give me away every time. All right, we're gonna do our hair. I've gotta plug it in, hang on. Sorry, friends. These things have the longest cord, which is so nice. Uh-oh. had to unplug my Wi-Fi extender for just a second and plug it into a different one. Tell me if you lose me. Okay. So, if you don't have a low volume by lunch, I've said it once, I've said it 100 times, you're missing out. I am about to reveal the crazy beach hair, beach monster hair. Okay, so, this is what we're working with. It is actually still damp from the pool. So I have traditionally, like, I woke up like this hair, and it's about like this daily. So I have hair like this. It's been like this my whole life. I've always just looked like, my mom used to say, you know, like, you have rat's nests in your hair, brush your hair. I do brush my hair. But as soon as I sleep, I don't know, I like wrestle crocodiles at night or something, I don't know. So, here's the best thing you're gonna do. I don't know, yeah, I do have, right. We're in business. I have all my favorite things. So I'm gonna put glass hair. It's a thermal blowout spray. They do have a big sale on their site. Products you can save up to 70% on. And if you've never tried Launch products, they are so good for your hair. It has transformed like how healthy my hair is. But you can get shampoos, conditioners, masks, any heat protectants. This one I love because it does make your hair look so smooth like glass, and it smells amazing. When people hug you, they're like, oh my gosh, you smell so good. You didn't put perfume on or anything, it's just your hair. And not washed hair, because I don't wash my hair every day, but I do use Launch all the time, and it makes my hair smell so good. So I'm gonna put this all over, and I'm gonna kind of blow it out, and then I'm gonna put some dry shampoo in just to get any extra, like, little excess oils after this dries. You don't want to put a wet and a dry shampoo at the same time, or you're going to end up with like gritty. So you want dry your hair and then put your dry shampoo. All right, let's do it. So if you have tangly hair like mine, the best thing for your hair is to start at the bottom, and you're going to get those tangles out. Then move up a little further, get those tangles out. And eventually you're going to get all your tangles out. And then you're gonna work on your blow dry thing. I did put the Launch link in the description of this video if you need Launch products, or you can drop the word me below. So, it smells so good. Okay. Just working this through. And I'm just getting all the tangles out. It takes about 2 minutes for these titanium plates to heat up. So by the time I've gotten all the tangles out, it'll be ready to like start blow drying. I do still have extensions in, and if we get relocated here permanently, your girl's going short hair because it's hot here, but I don't want to get rid of it yet in case something falls through. All right. Getting all these tangles out, and then I'm gonna work on like the blowout right now. I have very easily to tangle hair, and this just slides through like butter. So good. So if your kids have really tangly hair, like Lola begs, like, please don't brush it with a brush. Please use Lola Volume, because she's so tender-headed. So if you have tender-headed children, this is wonderful. All right, now we are going to separate our hair into sections. So I don't have a trainer down here. I've been working out 3 days a week since November. So I'd gotten in a really good workout habit. I have not worked out since I've been here, and I don't really know where a gym or anything is. So for now, I'm just going to, I told Adam last night, I'm just gonna look on YouTube videos and do like at-home workouts, at least to keep me moving and going until I can find something, because you don't have to go to a gym. The biggest thing is the idea of like move my body 3 times a week for 30 minutes or more. So I'm just getting all the cowlicks and stuff out. Yeah, I don't need a gym. You can do like gallons of apple juice. I will say doing a trainer during like trying to create habits was such a good investment. I don't regret it at all. It got me to where I was consistently going, because you have to pay for it either way. So I was going to show up and I didn't want to leave that hanging. So that was really good for my consistency, but I don't think I'll have to have that long term. I also used to love doing Zumba. I'm a horrible dancer, but I really loved Zumba classes. I felt like it was a really fun way to move my body without being like, how many more? And so I might do like some YouTube videos where I'm like trying to dance. Best tool. Before I had this, there would be no way I would be able to wear my hair down at all. It would be like, okay, well, I'm in a messy bun until after I wash it, and this just changes the options. I am going to use a little bit of like the Le Duo and Curl today. Continue. If you have stubborn, it's so hard to yell over this, and I feel like I'm like, rah. If you have stubborn, like little cowlicks, as you separate your hair into sections, you can always just put a little bit more glass hair right here. It is heat activated, and it's a thermal heat protected. So when it gets hot, it's gonna get shiny. Now that plate is really hot, it's easy to kind of shape my hair. And I just rotate it kind of upwards or backward, however you want your little curls to look. If you want it really full, go up towards the ceiling. If you want it, if I wanted a really full kind of blowout like this, you go that direction. If I wanted it to be a little smoother, I would rotate towards the back. I kind of like alternate. I like lift, but I also like it smooth. If you have like a really tangly tangle, just use your fingers and work it out. You don't want to ever rip your hair. And then you can easily brush through it. It's a little warm in my bedroom. My upper lip is getting sweaty. Once our house gets like a little more settled, I will show you, I'll show you guys around. The people who own this house, they were so sweet, and they did leave us with like some furnishings, like a leather recliner, I'm not picking my nose, it's just like itchy, like leather recliners, a couple beds for the kids, you know, like, so we have like a vintage sectional seating section, so we at least have stuff to sit on, which is, you know, might not be exactly my style, but I'm really grateful because it's not like coming into a completely empty house. They like, even if it isn't my style, like artwork or whatever, like this dresser, like all of it. So it's nice because you're like, huh, it doesn't feel as overwhelming. Congratulations on your weight loss, 72 pounds. That's amazing. Congratulations. That's such an accomplishment. You'll feel so much lighter. I was trying to carry a suitcase, obviously, to the airport, and it was 50 pounds because we weighed it to be right under, you know, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is heavy. And I thought, huh, as you know, going through like weight loss stuff, you're like, man, that's a lot of extra weight for your body to physically be carrying around. Like, no wonder I was out of breath all the time and tired all the time, because it's hard on your body. Last section. So look at the difference. Isn't that just amazing? Maybe I'm the only one who's like, what? But I have crazy hair. So for me, for that to happen, it's wonderful. Okay, going in this back section, I just want it to be smooth. I tend to get a lot of like cowlicks here, so I just want extra volume. So I'm gonna go up towards the ceiling and rotate. All right, this is gonna be the time I'm gonna add dry shampoo, and then I'm going to go in again with the low volume just for a second. And the low volume has 4 bristles, so it evenly distributes your hair oils and your dry shampoo. Smells good. Whew. It's powerful. Okay. Looks so good. Looks washed up, right? Isn't that like, blows your mind? Blows my mind. And I've used this tool for years. Do you need me? You sure? Do you need your bedroom back? Adam's just walking around. It's so weird not having the big kids. It's like, huh, so many people to like manage all the time. What will we do? Find something. Good job. What, got gas? That's good. So I was gonna use the Le Duo and put a few little curls in, but I feel like it looks really cute. What I really wanna do is take like, and do long little tiny braids in a couple sections, but I don't have tiny rubber bands. But I feel like that would be so good. So the kids are on a plane. They're headed with their grandma back to Tennessee, and they're going on a vacation with their dad. So, okay. So they left today, but they'll be back. I'm just doing this, y'all. I'm just doing this. I'm hot. I really don't think I need to curl my hair. This is what I was gonna use. It's so good. But I feel like my hair looks pretty good how it is. I feel like this is this works, right? Will be fine. I think so. Okay, I was gonna use the Le Duo. It's like a curling iron and a flat iron made a baby. So it's really nice to like whip a few little curls in there. That's the part that I'm like, is that gonna drive me? Just gonna do it. Just gonna do it. It'll be fast. This is the fastest way I do my hair. So we'll just go for it. I'm not a quitter. Not a quitter, but the backs of my knees are sweating. Did you know the backs of your knees can like physically sweat? They can. Backs. How are the kids adjusting? So they're excited to go. They were super pumped to come here. And then Lola cried to leave, but I was like, you're gonna have so much fun. It's gonna be a good time. Like, you're gonna have a great time. And, you know, she will. She's gonna have a great time. And then they'll be back before you know it. Okay, here we go. I'm not separating my hair into sections. If you wanted to do a really detailed, like, look, you could totally separate your hair completely. I'm not doing that. When this heats up, here in a second, I'll just show you how quick and easy this is. I have AC, but this room, it's not working great. So it is technically on, and I have like a big box fan that we've been using at night. We have it propped up on top of a suitcase, so it's like on the bed. But they're gonna come and fix it. So everywhere else in the house, for the most part, has its own units. So, but the people have been so great that we're staying here, and they're just gonna come. Have to wait for this to heat up, and it'll go shh and turn on. And it has like this fan that's like cools the hair. Oh, you gave your daughter a Le Duo for her birthday. She loves it. It is such a good beginner tool. This is what I got my kids. Lexi can use it on her own. She's 12. It is like cool to the touch. So compared to using a curling iron, it's amazing. Here we go, going in. I have it as hot as it'll go, but I work fast. If you're not really fast with this tool, then I would turn your heat down so that you don't have it This thing is so fast and it's on sale. So this is kind of the quickest way I can do my hair. I leave a little bit out and then I just do this. Take kind of pretty large chunks. This is the La Duo Grande, so it is the bigger version of the tool. They have a shorter version, so if you have a pixie cut or anything like that, this would be, you could get the shorter one, but so it's like flat iron, but it's rounded, and it's pretty good to use. I will go to the top section and add a couple curls to give me a little more like height and volume. I've not lost any more weight. No, I'm kind of at a standstill, but to be honest, I'm not like super watching what I eat a bunch. So for me to just be able to maintain and then kind of eat like 70-80% healthy, but still have like whatever I had today, the Mallorcas with ham and cheese and powdered sugar, and not be gaining, I'm happy with that. If I wanted to like really try, maybe I could, I don't know. I might not be able to. My body seems pretty happy here. And so, whereas before I was like really watching every single bite, and now I'm just kind of more at maintaining. So I'm like 155 right now, and I kind of fluctuate between 155 and 160. And so I've lost, I was 275, so lost a good bit. But it took about 2 years. So it wasn't super fast. I think like the first 70 pounds, I don't even know if anybody noticed. It was like once I hit 70 pounds down, people were like, have you lost some weight? Like, just a few. But that's kind of like, I guess, my experience. That's kind of how it's been. I'm 5'4". All right, so I will take these top sections and just rotate towards the back of my head. This is just gonna give me a couple extra like layers, which is just gonna give some added fullness. Not really necessary to do this, but I think it's pretty if you're gonna add a braid or two, or if I'm gonna let my hair kind of be wavy for a few days, since I've gone through the work of drying it out. My hair does tend to get on the frizzier side, and so it's almost like if I have a few little curls, then my hair just looks curly and fluffy instead of like poof. Okay, so that's half my head. And if you notice anything that looks out of place, straight, wonky, anything like that, just feel around. Often you can feel more than you can see. So that's kind of my loose, tousled little waves, and you can add in, if you're like, that needs to be curlier, add a curl. Okay, go into this side. But just the volume alone, I mean, you saw what my hair looked like before. It is a fantastic tool. And then you add something like this with it. It's really good. If you need links for anything, drop the word me and I'll send you a link. I do have hair extensions in right now. I've had them for a while. But my natural hair has gotten pretty long. I just was at that transition of not short hair and not long hair, and I just wanted something to help get over that. And then I also had a little bit of damage from where I was really blonde, so I kind of had a little bit of a mullet going on. So I put some extensions Just really so that I didn't look like I had a mullet. So I did do injections, like the weight loss injections for a little bit, because my like insulin levels and my A1C levels were high, but they made me just pretty sick. I tried a couple different kinds. I only lost around 20 pounds while doing that, like throughout the process. So most of my weight loss did not come from that at all. It wasn't a super great fit for me, other than like and I know a lot of people have had great weight loss luck with that, but I will say I needed to get my levels down before I had a breast reduction, and just to be like at a healthier, and it was really, really great for that. And I think if you do anything that you're like, your doctor is like, hey, you should do this. I'm not a doctor, and so I did do that. I think a lot of people are like kind of ugly on the internet about it, but I mean, I'm pretty transparent about it. So, like I did need that for a little bit, and you know, if I ever needed it again, like I would do it again, you know, but for now, that's not like, I didn't have like huge, to be honest, I did Ozempic and gained 30 pounds. So they were like, you're one of the only people I've ever seen gain while on this. But my hormones were so out of whack at that point. This was pre-Veda. I was trying to lose weight, and everything was off. And it was kind of before Ozempic was really a thing, and I gained 30. So I doesn't mean it works for everybody, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't work for everybody either. But I just feel like, gosh, just, you know, it is hard. It is hard to be a grown up. Like, everybody just love each other. Like, be there for one another and what other people need, you know? And so I think that's why you have people who don't want to share things, because there's so much like judgment or negativity or like opinions, when it's like, I don't really know what people are going through. But yeah, so I mean, just work it out. I have PCOS, so like some things for my body is just a little hard. So I'm happy with the fact that I feel good, that my cycles are regular, that I'm maintaining, and that, you know, I found ways to like do that healthy. And so that I'm really happy about. Because in the end, that's really all I just want to be able to be like active with my children. I want to feel good in the bedroom. I want to feel good not crying because I don't recognize myself in the shower. Like, those are my things. So it's like this journey hasn't really been about other people. It's really been a lot about me, because to be honest, on the internet, I might have even been more accepted heavier, you know, because it's like, that's so inspiring or so brave. Or I get a lot of messages about how people are like, I liked you better when you were more my size. I related to you more. And so it's like, I think that I'm like, I'm just trying to like me and find things that, like, if I find something that I'm like, hey, I was at a standstill for 8 months and this really helps me feel good throughout the day, you know, that's like, I'm just gonna share it. And if I find something that I'm like, ugh, this tasted horrible and I'm never doing this again, I would tell you that too. Okay. Here we go. I was like, I know I see a very straight piece. So that would be my, I don't know if I'm not really one to give advice. I'm no professional at all. And I curl my hair on the internet for my real life job. So take it for what it's worth. But if I could give you any advice, it's really that, like, most people, from what I've found from talking to thousands of people online, is like, we are our hardest critics. We're the hardest on ourselves. And we really just need to, like, be there for each other and love each other through hard things. And I think if we look at the world through those eyes of like, how can I help build each other up and lift each other, then it really doesn't, you know, nobody cares how like big my thigh gap is. Personally, I really just like that my thigh gap isn't chafing like crazy right now. I'm using chafing cream, but it's like, does anybody care? Do they like me more or less? Am I a better friend? Am I a better mom? You know, it's like, oh, you just have to find what works for you that makes you feel like yourself, you know, loving yourself. And that's hard. And maybe it's not hard for you. Maybe you don't have a hard time loving yourself, but sometimes I found it to be like a challenge when I didn't recognize myself, or I don't, you know, different things. So yeah, so most of the time we are the ones that are the hardest on ourselves. And just wear shorts, let your cellulite hang out. Don't be hot. Like, and maybe you showing up like that, you know, like your arm jiggles, right? It's like, huh, her arm jiggles too, or that's what she looks like without makeup, you know? And we all wake up looking like that. I thought that was a mosquito. I've got to get a racket zapper because we do have some mosquitoes here. Okay, this is a really good use of my time. The next couple day version of myself will be glad that I curled my hair. I always feel more confident when my hair's done, when my makeup's done. It's been a long life. All 345 of you who are still left. You are the real OGs. It's me and you. All right, sorry this was a long one. Maybe people can come back after their lunch break if they want to watch and hang out. All right. That's it. That's all she wrote. That's all I can. Do I have marula oil around here? Oh, it's gonna be a good day. And marula oil. So this allows you to get texture and shine without frizz. I'm gonna stand up and toss it. It smells so good. Okay. All right, if you've never shopped Lunge, you will absolutely love their products. Their tools are titanium, so your curls really do hold for days. Which is why I said my future next 3 days are gonna appreciate it, because I'm just gonna live on this hair. I'm gonna add dry shampoo and I'm just going to live out the curls. Anyways, Mendy caps are sweaty, so I'm gonna hop off here. I'm glad I've got some ventilation. If you need anything, send me a message. If you can't find a link for something you need, if you drop the word me below, I can send you a link to your inbox. And if not, the Lunge link and the Ophir link is in the description of this video. I love you guys. I love hanging out with you. Thank you for coming on this journey with me, my Lunge chair, to venture to Puerto Rico. We're gonna go and get a plant, a little plant baby, and I will document our experience because I think it's gonna be a fun day. Anyways, love you guys. I hope you have a good day. Bye, y'all.